is Democratic strategist and worked on Obama's 2004 Senate campaign, and Matt Mackowiak is a Republican strategist. So, Matt, I think Pat sounds great, but Custer said stand and fight. Many others have said the same thing, and they lost. So what is the strategy here, you think?
Well, I think if you look at 2009 for the 2010 elections, I think a lot of the elements that were in place when Republicans took back the Congress in 1994 appear to be in place again now. Number one, the most important thing is we've got to start winning some races to get some positive momentum back. In 1993, we won back the governorships in New Jersey and Virginia. I think we have a good chance of doing that again this year. The second thing is it requires the Democratic president and the Democratic Congress to overreach, and I think you're starting to see some evidence of that, whether it be health care, whether it be cap and trade, which will add a $3,000 tax for households. And the third thing is, look, Republicans do need alternatives, and they do need to show voters very clearly what it is we would do if we were given power.
Matt, I got to be honest, we've been hearing this since the election of Barack Obama, and certainly we continue to hear, but what about the concept of fresh ideas? Here you have a group of Republicans, they go out, they try to connect at, albeit a pizza parlor, but they're trying something new, and they get slapped down for it, it seems, by people within the party.
Well, I think the National Council for a New America is a good idea. I mean, I think right now we need a little bit of everything, right? It is a rebranding effort. It is an effort to put our top experts out there across the country to listen to real voters, to express what they think we need to do. But look, we do need clear policy alternatives. We do not need 10-point plans for every issue. We're in the minority. Right. We are not in a position to affect legislation very much. But I do think we do need clear policy alternatives.
Right. Dorian, let me get you in on this, because you heard Matt say that, perhaps part of the strategy is to allow the Democrats to overreach, overplay the hand. May it be, for example, on waterboarding or health care or energy. I mean, how do the Democrats balance that? Because you own it. I mean, it is all yours now.
Well, one thing that we know is that the Republicans have an advantage in the sense that every president in the midterm election has lost seats in the Congress since World War II. And so they do have an advantage. The problem is the Republican Party today is still a 20th century party and a party of the South. As we know from the recent defection of Arlen Specter, they've lost virtually all Northeast Republicans. And when issues like climate change, they still don't believe the science. On issues like torture, we're still unclear at best where they stand. So they're losing out on a really big opportunity.
Are the Democrats then winning just because they hold a better hand? I mean, you make a great point about the South, and maybe that's the last great hole the GOP has, because certainly we've seen a great change in the Northeast.
What's going to matter most in 2010 is the president's popularity. If he can maintain a popularity rating of at least 65%, the Republicans are in really big trouble.
Matt, what is your response to that?
Well, Tamara, I would keep in mind two points. Number one, President Obama will not be on the ballot. I mean, congressional Democrats and candidates will try to make the
20th district in New York, it was supposed to be, the Democrats said this will be the first big challenge for the president, and he won.
That's true.
I mean, if that was the argument.
Tamara, the Democrat won by 762 votes, right? And that was a Democratic incumbent seat. But the second point that I think is important, Dorian, hang on.
Republican leaning, I mean, come on.
But hang on, but the second point is, look, over the last two election cycles, Democrats have won in districts that are very closely divided. These are districts that President Bush carried in both times, that President Obama may have won narrowly. So I do think you have a number of moderate and blue dog Democrats who are going to face very serious challenges in 2010. And if the economy has not bounced back, and the administration continues to overreach, we're going to be in a very good position to pick up a lot of seats in the House.
Well, Matt, Dorian, thank you very much for your insight. Okay, time will tell who's right or wrong. Thank you, sir.
Cameron.
We'll talk about an